I think that it's kind of really helped me quite a bit to, I don't know. I mean, I think anyway, in my opinion, to improve and to, strengthen a lot of my, arguments in favor of Judaism. And, I'll tell you the honest truth, Jim, saying, I don't know if I should even really say this, but I think I've written on the blog maybe a couple times, is that when I began blogging, I was like, in a sense, kind of still pretty sheltered. I never went to university or something, and I was really wondering, are there some really solid, convincing arguments out there against Judaism that I maybe don't know about? You know what I'm saying? And, by having like a dialogue with people who are, not Orthodox, and especially people who were Orthodox and dropped out, and hearing from them why they dropped out and so forth, I was kind of curious, maybe there's something to all this atheism stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I was wondering, like what I would hear exactly, and so on. And personally, I would say that I've become like much more, I would say, vehemently in favor of Judaism and kind of opposed to atheism since I've had this chance to like directly debate and discuss and have a dialogue with people through my blog. So I feel that for myself it's been worthwhile just for that. And I have had some people tell me that they feel that my blog has helped them, spiritually and so on, and that's great. I'm happy to hear that too, But even for myself, I think it's been a great tool, that I've feel has helped me. But so anyway, so that's the thing. And then I lost my job programming as of last October. So I'm currently unemployed. However, at this point, I'm applying. Actually, I've been accepted into a nursing school, and I'm planning on going into a new career as a male nurse. Beginning in September, actually. So, so that's the story, career-wise, and and in the meantime, of course, I'm busy with the wife and the kids, and I try to keep up with Daf Yomi, and going up to daven 3 times a day, and all those other things, I'm saying that go on, and but I basically am not much, different, I guess, these days than anybody else walking around Wesley Hills or Muncie or what have you, But I understand you're from Australia originally. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. Really. Wow. And you've been in America for a number of years now.
Yeah, since 1977.
Oh wow, that's something. I guess you're a few years older than I am then, or we're about the same age.
I am 44.
44.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were like a child when you came here.
Yeah, I was 11.
Oh, okay. I see. Right. Very interesting. I guess, like on your blog, you must have your story someplace. No, do you have any kind of little about Judaism and all that? Because I should really check that out. There aren't too many other, converts to Judaism who have a blog, as far as I know, offhand. I'm saying, I don't know if there are too many really. There is a Yahoo group called Orthodox Converts to Judaism, which is very active, apparently. I looked at it a few times, what I'm saying? But that's pretty much about as much as there is on the web, I guess, for Orthodox converts. But anyhow, so if there's anything you'd want to ask me or something...
Yeah, let me ask you some questions.
Feel free, sure, yeah.
So tell me, how is your religious community, the rabbis and the Orthodox Jews how have they responded to your blog?
Well, I'll tell you, some people tell me they think it's great, you know what I'm saying, and they really enjoy it and they're fascinated by it. Most people, I would say, I'm guessing around 80% of the people that I know are just indifferent. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I guess, for them, well, yeah, it's like, of course Judaism is the truth and atheism is wrong. I mean, like, they don't need to sit down and read my blog, to tell them that. It's like telling them that, well, it's like telling them that, well, listen, I've got a blog proving to you that the Holocaust happened. Like, okay, so, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, there are maybe people who need that kind of blog, but most of my friends don't. Yeah, they know the Holocaust happened. They're convinced already. You know what I'm saying? So by the same token, my blog, okay, I'm going to prove to you, about Torah from Sinai. I think like about 80% of the people that I know, it's just, like, well, yeah, okay, so, like, duh, whatever. That's pretty much what, I have like a business card. I give it out to people and stuff, with my blog address and all that. And I tell people I'm always interested in comments and, how I can improve it and any advice and stuff like that and so on. And again, like, there are some people who tell me, wow, I really like your blog. I really was inspired, And then I would say like probably the 80% are just, I think that they just, it's not interesting, because of they just don't need it, But I don't think I've gotten negative feedback anyway. From anybody I know, you know what I'm saying? I don't recall that. I don't believe that has ever happened. Of course, I do get comments on the blog that may be negative. Maybe some of those people are people I know. I don't know, because like so much is anonymous, so that's almost all anonymous. Right. But yeah, but at least as far as verbally, it's like that's been my response that I've gotten to it pretty much, So I don't know. So yeah, no one's been against it or anything either, as far as I know. But
okay, let me ask you another question.
Sure.
Your blog came to my attention when another blog was brought to my attention.
Yeah.
And I'd like to discuss it if we can without using her name or identifying her.
Sure. Okay.
Just so that I don't have to do a back and forth, but just so I can just get your perspective, but just don't identify her. Tell me the story of your back and forth with this other blogger.
Other blogger.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is that when I started blogging, this is like about 4.5 years ago. One reason why I started doing it is because I noticed that there seemed to be around 10 or 20 blogs out there which were, anti-Orthodox Judaism, Hasidic rebel, what have you. You know what I'm saying? You've seen them, I'm sure, You know what I'm saying? Like quite vocally, very vehemently anti-Orthodox Judaism, And, I kind of decided, well, hey, I'm going to do, something, the opposite, vehemently pro-Orthodox Judaism, vehemently anti-atheism, and so on. That's basically kind of the idea of my blog, that was something which seemed to me was pretty much missing, out there. As far as I know, I think that my blog is still a little bit unique, maybe, in that way. So in any case, what I did was I started putting posts on my blog, and then I started going to all these other blogs which were anti-Orthodox and leaving comments on their blog. And I've